It's more than 20 years since the landmark Royal Commission into Aboriginal deaths in custody. At the time, Indigenous people made up 14% of the prison population. Today, can you believe it, it's almost a quarter. We're going backwards, and to try to find out why, a group of judges has gone bush on an extraordinary road trip. Mike Sexton reports.
The Unangul-Pitjantjatjara-Yankunytjatjara lands is a stretch of desert bigger than Portugal near the South Australian Northern Territory border, and a place very few people get to visit, which is one reason why this busload of tourists is causing some attention.
I thought they was looking like cattlemen this morning, you know? They get up early. Yeah, when you look at it, they're only ordinary people. But when they put their disguise on, that's when they make the ripples, you know? And that's the ripples that can affect our communities and their lives yet to come.
This is no ordinary mob of visitors. They are all judges from various courts who've swapped their wigs for akubras.
That dog's in trouble.
Supreme Court Justice John Sulan heads a committee of South Australian judges who take seriously a recommendation of the 1991 Royal Commission into Aboriginal Deaths in Custody that says those on the bench should learn more about Indigenous culture and law.
Whoa.
The judges sleep in swags and learn about art, cooking and fire making. But it's a visit to a cave with traditional owner Wally Jacob that puts into perspective the age of this country and the responsibility its inhabitants feel to it.
Same country, another country. Oh. But same trouble, same line.
When you see a man standing in the cave at Cave Hill, and you know that his family have been the custodians of that cave for 20,000 years, it really sent shivers down my spine to think about it.
See all the ripples they do?
Pitjantjatjara man Lee Brady hopes by explaining how family structures work on the lands, the judges will appreciate how the decisions made in court can have long impacts on remote communities.
You got all your fathers, you got all your grandfathers, you got all your great-grandfathers. And come halfway where people are eager to work with them and say, come on, we know the people, our children's gone that way, but we want you to bring them back so we can be in control of our children's and the children's yet to come.
The idea about the ripple effect to the community is something I really feel pretty strongly about, because if we don't get it right, then it can leave lots of things that are unresolved.
The most obvious challenge is the sheer logistics of travelling around this country. Getting anywhere requires a four-wheel drive, and roads and communications are often knocked out by weather, something that raises questions about how appropriate city laws are in remote regions.
The infliction of statutory law and regulation that is just fine in Toorak Gardens or in North Adelaide, but is madness on wheels out there, and yet no one seems to be attending to that disconnect.
We're losing young people, you know, going up, going in the wrong direction.
But not all discussions are about the city-country divide. There's talk about topics known all too well in the suburbs, the distressing consequences of drug dealers.
But young people,
Before the judges leave on their 1,100-kilometre trip home, there's a time of reflection.
This is the route from that trip.
I've seen a way of life here that I really couldn't imagine, despite having imagined that I did have an inkling of it.
And a genuine belief that the week has helped shed some ignorance on both sides of the bench.
We'll go back to our courts and we'll talk to our colleagues about it, and hopefully there will be a better understanding, and hopefully we can make progress in the future.